Hey guys, Rob here, and I finally got around to seeing Wreck-It Ralph from Disney, and my verdict? This is probably hands down, probably the best computer animated movie of the year so far. I mean, we've had a few like Brave from Pixar and Hotel Transylvania, and those movies weren't really too bad. They were entertaining and all that, but this one for me was probably the most fun I had at one of these movies in a while.
My name's Wreck-It Ralph.
I'm gonna wreck it!
30 years I've been doing this.
I can fix it!
It's hard to love your job when no one else seems to like you for doing it.
You're just the bad guy who wrecks the
The
building.
movie takes place inside a bunch of games at an arcade, and our main character, Ralph, he's this villain in one of these popular games, and he's just tired of being the bad guy and being mistreated by his fellow game characters. So he decides to leave and set out to prove that he can be a hero, and he ends up traveling to a bunch of the other games in the arcade, including a military one called Hero's Duty, and he ends up being inside another one called Sugar Rush, where he's befriended by this shall we say, hyper, a little annoying, but kind of funny little outcast girl named Vanellope. Wreck-It Ralph, it reminded me of some of the really old Pixar movies where some of the characters are familiar, like you got Pac-Man, there's Sonic the Hedgehog, and the movie takes great care in character development so that we, the audience, has somebody that we can actually root for. I think the reason why this also might have reminded me of those old Pixar movies as well as like Toy Story, for example, is because once the kids leave the arcade, there's a whole game culture to be found, and I think the animators as well as the director did a very good job at bringing us, the audience, inside in this video game world. While Wreck-It Ralph wasn't quite as groundbreaking as those other movies, I think it delivers on a very well-developed and fresh story, characters, and a lot of great comedy, as well as combining terrific visuals with, a lot of pop culture references. And the voice casting, I thought, was pretty good too. Here, Disney is actually relying on character actors as opposed to using big-name stars, which can often be a little bit distracting to try to lure people into the theater. This movie is full of actors that you've seen in movies and on television, but you may not know their names. For example, John C. Reilly does the voice of Ralph, and Sarah Silverman, the comedian, she plays the cute but sometimes annoying hyper Vanellope character. I mean, everybody that did a voice in this movie I thought was very terrific, and oftentimes a lot of these names that I recognize, I really didn't know these were the people that they were voicing.
What's that?
A medal. I earned it in Hero's Duty. It's not that kind of duty.
I bet you really gotta watch where you step in a game called Hero's Duty.
Wreck-It Ralph is going to be, I think it will appeal to the whole family, and I think that those of us that grew up on these games will probably enjoy this movie as well as other people that really like stories about standing up for yourself and believing in yourself and what it really means to be a hero. I think Wreck-It Ralph is a fun, colorful family film, and I give it a big see it in theaters rating. If you have not seen Wreck-It Ralph, I recommend giving it a shot. I was kind of reluctant to go see this movie because I thought it was going to be kind of overpowering with all these familiar characters as well as these new original ones, but it was a lot of fun. I had fun laughing at it. I had fun with the story. This was probably, like I said, I think this is probably the best computer animated movie of the year so far. So if you have seen Wreck-It Ralph, go ahead and tell me what you thought about it in the comments.